The moment I turned the key in the lock, something felt wrong. Our home, usually warm, familiar, filled with the faint scent of lavender from the candles Emma loved to burn, was strangely silent, yet humming with a tension I couldn't quite explain. My instincts screamed at me, the way they had for months. Emma's late nights at work, the way her phone was always face down, the sudden coldness that replaced the laughter we once shared. It all led me here. I set my bag down softly, like a trespasser in my own house, and walked toward the bedroom. Each step was heavier than the last. A man's shoes I didn't recognize sat neatly by the wall near the hallway. That was it. The final confirmation I'd tried so hard to deny. My pulse quickened, my jaw tightened, but I didn't turn back. I pushed open the bedroom door. Not quietly this time, but with a force that rattled the frame. The scene that greeted me seared itself into my memory forever. Emma, my wife of 6 years, tangled in our bedsheets with another man. Their laughter died instantly as the door swung wide. Shock painted their faces, then panic. "Daniel!" Emma gasped, clutching at the sheet to cover herself. The man beside her, tall, broad, with smugness flickering in his eyes despite being caught, stayed silent. He didn't look guilty, only inconvenienced. For a moment, the world around me muted. I didn't hear the cars outside, didn't hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. I just stood there, staring at the ruins of my marriage, realizing every suspicion, every sleepless night, every unanswered question had led to this undeniable truth. When my voice came, it was low, cold, almost foreign to me. "Get out." Emma's eyes widened, trembling. "Daniel, wait, please, it's not what. Don't you dare insult me with excuses." I cut in sharply. My tone surprised even me, but it felt right. I wasn't going to be the broken man begging for answers she'd already given me with her actions. "Both of you. Out. Now." The man, finally speaking, sneered. "Relax, mate. No need to get dramatic." That was enough. I stepped forward, pointing toward the door. "You heard me. Out of my house, out of my life. Before I lose the last shred of control I have left." He muttered something under his breath but got up, pulling on his clothes with irritating calmness. He almost smirked at Emma, as if to say he's nothing compared to me. That smirk lit a fire in me, but I refused to give him the satisfaction of seeing me explode. Emma was crying now, tears streaking down her face as she begged. "Daniel, please listen. I made a mistake. I was lonely. Her words cut deeper than silence ever could. A mistake? 6 months of deception wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. Every secret text, every lie, every night she told me she was working late. Those were choices she made. I stared at her, the woman I once believed was my forever, and felt nothing but disgust. You chose him the moment you let him touch you. You chose him when you lied to my face night after night. So now choose to leave." The man had already walked out into the hallway, waiting. Emma clutched at me, still wrapped in the sheet, but I stepped back. Her touch felt like poison. "Don't do this," she whispered desperately. "We can fix it. We can go to counseling. I'll end it with him." I laughed, a bitter, broken laugh that filled the room. "Counseling? You think this is something a therapist can fix? You burned this bridge yourself, Emma. You didn't just cheat. You destroyed everything we built together. There's nothing left to fix." Her sobs filled the air, but I didn't soften. I couldn't. Not anymore. I walked to the door, yanked it wide, and stood there waiting. My silence told her everything she needed to know. Slowly, she gathered her clothes, her shoulders shaking with every movement. She didn't look at me again. Maybe she couldn't bear to. Or maybe she knew that no matter what she said, the man she once married no longer believed her. They left together, her lover first, with that same arrogant calmness, and then Emma, glancing back one last time as if hoping I'd stop her. But I didn't. I watched them walk out, listened to the sound of the door closing behind them, and felt a strange mix of devastation and freedom wash over me. For the first time in months, maybe years, I wasn't trapped in her lies. The pain was unbearable, but it was also pure, real, honest. I walked back into the bedroom and looked at the mess they left behind. Sheets tangled, clothes scattered, the ghost of betrayal hanging heavy in the air. That room would never feel like home again. That house even might never feel the same. But I had made a choice too. I sat on the edge of the bed and breathed deeply, steadying myself. Tomorrow, I would start the process. Lawyers, divorce papers, the painful untangling of two lives that once promised forever. But tonight, I allowed myself to sit in the wreckage and feel it all. I had been betrayed, humiliated, broken. But I hadn't been destroyed. And as I stared at the open doorway, the same one through which I had ordered my wife and her lover out of my life, I realized something powerful. Endings hurt, but they also give birth to beginnings. Emma was no longer my wife. That man was no longer my problem. And me? I was no longer the fool living in the dark. The silence of the house felt different now, not heavy with suspicion, but strangely light, like the calm after a storm. I knew the nights ahead would be hard, filled with anger and grief and the ache of memories I wished I could forget. But I also knew I would survive them. Because the moment I threw open that door, I didn't just end my marriage. I reclaimed myself. And that, I thought as I turned off the light and left the bedroom behind, was the beginning of a life I hadn't realized I'd been waiting for.